G'day everyone, welcome to part 9 of the Xray xb4 Buggy build series. In part 9 here we'll be building the slipper clutch assembly and upper deck. Now for first things first, the upper deck is carbon fibre, so I have gone around the edges with CA glue, and this here is the main shaft for the slipper clutch assembly. You will need to take note on the thread part here. There's like a flat spot that is for a grub screw. I will go through that with you, but you'll need to take particular note of there are two flat spots on the side there for adjustment, so take note of that. Now I was having a look. Here is the standard 81 tooth spur that comes with the kit, and I wanted to see if this is a team associated spur gear, and I just wanted to see if the slipper clutch pads here would fit, and I tried it, and the slipper clutch pad actually fits perfectly. So there is unfortunately a trade-off. There's all the setback. The Xray spur gear has a 6.5mm hole here, whereas the team associated one is a 4.5mm hole. So if you wish to use like an aftermarket or a different brand of spur gear, you will need a 6.5mm drill bit for it to fit onto the shaft. So if you're doing like stock spec classes and things like that and need a smaller spur, yeah, you can use different ones. Anyway, on with the build. We'll be needing the main shaft. Put a pin through it. Now we need one of the discs. Now we'll just go there for the time being, of course. Now what we'll do is we'll get our spur, place the clutch pads in. Okay, so now we carefully put the spur on so it's firmly up against there. Now what we need is another pin. Damn, got butterfingers this morning. Need where'd the pliers go? Oh, I'll just have to use these. Just needs a little assistance. Of course it's going to fight me the whole way. There we go. So just be careful when you're doing it, people, not to wreck the slipper pad. Okay, so now that's that part together there. Okay, so now what we'll need to do is so we need to put on this little collet here, like so. Okay, now what we'll need is a bearing. And now we need springs. Now this is where it will get interesting. We've got the collet here, and we'll start screwing it on. Now it recommends in the manual that the distance between the bearing and, I'll just bring it up close, the distance between the bearing and the end of the collet here is between 5.5 and 5.7 millimeters. Now, to make it a little bit safer, I'm going for the option of 5.7 millimeters. And what I have done is I've got my digital calipers already set at 5.7 millimeters. So now I'll just start screwing it in. And just need to loosen it off. There we go. Now I'll just check that again. That is 5.7 millimeters exactly. So now with my, where is it? Yeah, there it is. With my wrench here, I'll just make that tight. So now the slipper clutch is set. So now what we need to do, we also need to put a bearing. No, we don't need the bearing yet. Okay. Now what we'll need to put this over here. We have our chassis now. Okay, so now the next part is for the one of the bulkheads here. Just give me a quick second, folks. Okay. Just have a quick look. Alrighty. Okay, so now what we need to do is screw it in. Where's it gone? I'm having a good one today, folks. Talk about butterfingers. Okay, now we need 2 long screws here. As again, like a broken record that I am, do not over tighten them. A good thing with this little Allen key here, it flexes when it starts getting tight, so you know when to stop. Okay. Now next part, we'll need some more screws here. Now we need, what this is for the engine mount, or the motor mount rather, because it's electric. Also, being metal, thread lock. Take that through. Okay. Yeah, you can too also, like I say all the time, you know, with the plastic parts, don't over tighten it, as you can strip the thread. Same also applies for when you're doing aluminium or aluminum parts, so be careful. It does pay just to poke that through, so we'll just screw that on. Okay. Okay, now the next part is we need to attach. Got to put a pin through here on the slipper clutch assembly and put another drive cup on. Now here we need a little bit of thread lock again, folks. Just a little. Okay. Okay, now, bearings. Okay, where did I miss the... Okay, so we do need that bearing on the back there, my mistake. Okay, so that's how it's going to fit in. Now, sometimes it helps to do a little test fit, so we just make sure. Okay, so that's in nicely like that. Okay, now next part is to put on the upper deck. Okay, this is fairly easy. I should also just put a little bit of thread lock in there, because that's metal on metal. Okay, so we'll just put the screws in. Now this part, that's just the motor mount screw, we don't really need to worry about that. Okay, so as I mentioned once before, be careful about how you tighten the screws. I'm not going to do it completely here just for the sake of saving time, but when you do it, when you put these screws in for the deck, don't do it in completely. I'm going to do it off camera, but don't tighten them up completely, because you can tweak the chassis. So that's what I'm trying not to do here. Okay. Alright folks, so that's the upper deck and slipper clutch assembly done. Stay tuned for part 9, which I believe, yep, is going to be the shocks, so stay tuned.